Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. If you could take your seats, we'll get started in 1 minute. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Somerset County Clerk Steve Peter, and welcome to this historic swearing in. It's historic because since the founding of Somerset County in 1688, we've never sworn in county commissioners. So pardon me if I accidentally say freeholder during this ceremony. To start out, I'd like to recognize the Somerset County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard, who's at the top of the stairs. And I'd like to call down Sheriff Darren Russo to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty for all.
I'd ask you please to remain standing as we bring up Mr. Tim Walton, who is the choir director at Franklin High School, and he's going to be leading us in the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. That was amazing. I'd like to introduce now the Imam Muhammad Ali Jallo from the Dawatul Islamiyah in Franklin, who is going to give us the invocation today.
In the name of God, the most beneficent, the most merciful, we gather here this afternoon with thankful hearts for the historic moment in our country. Praise and thanks be to God for this day. Praise and thanks be to God for change. Praise and thanks be to God for our newly elected officials. We are from different backgrounds, different race, different ethnicity, working together for the welfare of Somerset County. This diversity is what makes America great. Oh Lord, bless our surrogate elect, Bernice Tina Jallo, our commissioners, Doug Singletary, Paul Drake, and our engineer, Matthew Loper, as they take the oath of office. This oath comes with trust and responsibilities. So empower them, O Lord, to fulfill this trust and to bear their responsibility of leadership with unimpeachable integrity. O Lord, help them to be honest, trustworthy, and truthful. For truthfulness leads to righteousness. God, guide them to act justly, equitably, for God loves those who are equitable. Endow them with wisdom, patience, courage, compassion, and gratitude. Bless them with humility. For those who exhibit humility will achieve greatness and eminence. Grant them vision to work for goals that are bigger than themselves and their political parties, and deliver them from political pessimism. 2020 was a year of trials and tribulations, division and chaos. We pray that 2021 brings peace, tranquility, security, prosperity, and unity. May God bless their family, and may God bless us all. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you.
Thank you, Imam. It is now my honor to introduce you may be seated. It is my honor to introduce now the Director of the Somerset County Board of Commissioners, who will introduce the governor. Chanel Robinson.
Good afternoon. I want to give you a warm welcome to everyone here today and emphasize that this is for you. I also want to give a warm welcome to our governor, Governor Phil Murphy. Thank you for being here and sharing in this occasion. And I want to give you a warm Corona hug, which entails, and let me just clarify, Corona hug is keeping your distance, washing your hands, and wearing face coverings at all times. So again, welcome. So Governor, our love for you is not just for who you are and not for being here to share in swearing in our newly electeds here in Somerset County, but for swearing in Matthew Loper. And at this time, there's going to be a change. We will not be swearing in the administrator at the 12 o'clock ceremony. But because you have stepped up to leadership like no other, your responsibilities, making it necessary to make the difficult decisions in such a difficult time, keeping people safer, more informed, having more options, and we're better empowered, more empowered because of the decisions that you had to make, making our lives a little bit better. This was all done under the genius mantra of public health creates economic health. So I introduce to everyone, please rise to your feet and welcome to Somerset County and the state of New Jersey, our governor, that we are indebted to you and we love you for what you do. Thank you and God bless.
Good afternoon, everyone, please. Chanel, I look forward to a cold Corona, hopefully on the shore this summer. Thank you very much for having me. It's an honor to be here. I will be brief, but I do want to say a couple of words, if I may. I want to give a shout out. Obviously, I'm incredibly honored here to be witnessing and participating in Doug and Paul's swearing in, which is a big deal. And I thank you guys for asking me to do it. Tina, I will miss yours. I have to leave a little bit early. I'll miss the engineer. But to each of you, congratulations. To all the elected officials, the commissioners, and boy, isn't it good using that word after all these years. By the way, Steve, I think you are fast becoming the Ryan Seacrest of your generation, the way you're running the show here today. Incredibly impressive. But to all the elected officials on both sides of the aisle, I see John Bramnick here. John, bless you. I don't know, is Tom Kane here as well? Tom's over there. Hey, Tom, how are you? To Linda, and I see all sorts of Roy, Andrew, others here. Bless you all, and thank you for your service. I have to give a shout out to my chair, Peg Schaefer. Peg, thank you for everything, and we'll leave the politics out of this today, but I just want to tell you I'm honored to stand with you. And your vice chair is a guy who is in that short list of people who goes by one name like Elvis and Cher, and that's Zenon. So I do know how to say Christodoulou, but Zenon rolls off the tongue a little bit easier. This is a quintessential New Jersey county. This is, in fact, a quintessential New Jersey community. And in so many respects, as it goes, as a state, we go. And I would say, as I speak to you on this day, there's good news and bad news, and I think the bad news is a little bit more in the immediate midst. The pandemic. I hate to say this, but is that Donnie DeFrancesco, Governor? Nice to see you, sir. The pandemic will get worse before it gets better. That's an American reality, but unfortunately, it's also a New Jersey reality. Almost 6,000 positive cases today, 112 fatalities. This county has paid a big price. Of those almost 6,000 cases, 112 of them are in Somerset County, for a total of 14,000 plus or minus since this began. Think about that. Of the 112 fatalities in our state that we had to announce today, 2 of them are from this county. It's now almost 600 lives lost here. Hospitalizations are the one thing that we watch probably more than anything else, because we cannot allow our hospitals to get overrun. And if you're looking for any sliver of good news in the immediate, it's that those numbers have stayed in a range, and we have to hope it continues to be that way. But there's good news, and we must remember there's good news. If we stay vigilant, we keep our guard up for the next number of weeks, I'd say at least through the month of January, the combination of this curve that peaks, ultimately the weather will get better. Look forward to having an outdoor ceremony with you in July. And these vaccines are real. They're real, they're safe. And we don't have enough of them right now from the feds, but increasingly that will become a regular reality for more and more New Jerseyans. And you combine all of that, we're in a far better place. And that's going to be sooner than later. I'm hanging my hat on Memorial Day weekend as a time when we are in a completely different place. And if that's true, our economy bounces back on the back of that, and we're going to get through this, folks. But we cannot let our guard down for the next number of weeks and probably month or so. Another reason I have a heavy heart, and that is the following. Brian Sicknick is a native of South River in Middlesex County. He is the Capitol policeman who was killed in this insurrection, this terrorism on Wednesday. He was hit over the head, I'm told, repeatedly with a fire extinguisher, and he expired last night. Please keep him. He's a Middlesex County Vote Tech grad. He was in our Air National Guard. He's been a Capitol policeman for a number of years. Please keep his memory in your prayers. And please, God, we never see another day like we saw on Wednesday ever again. With that, Madam Director, bless you. Thank you for having me. Steve, I'm in your hands. What do I do here?
Oh, come on down.
Come on, Paul.
We need you.
Yep. Where do you want me? Good? Come on in, yeah. Come on tight. Left hand on the Bible, right hand in the air. I probably should have my glasses on because I can't see the, ready?
Ready.
I state your name,
I, Paul Drake,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
the office of Somerset County Commissioner
the office of Somerset County Commissioner
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you.
God bless you, buddy. Congratulations, man. Well done. You want to get a team shot here?
Sure, sure.
Sign
Yep.
that.
Right here?
Yep.
Two-minute speech. Tough one here. All right, for those of you who know me, I appreciate you all coming out. I told I have 2 minutes to speak, and I've been practicing, so I have a number of people to thank. I want to briefly give you a short primer of my vision for the county, and then I'm going to leave you with some immortal words to think about. So thank you, Governor. Thank you. It's a great honor to have you here in Somerset County again. I know we're really in your heart, and to have you swear me in as County Commissioner, it's a great honor. Thank you to Director Robinson, Commissioner Morano, Commissioner Sui. Thank you for welcoming me to start this journey. I really look forward to working with you. Thank you to Doug and Tina. They were my running mates over this whole summer, this unusual summer. We did a lot of virtual campaigning together. There's a unique bond that forms as you work together to reach the same goals. And I think certainly that's part of our mission here today. After the election, I had a great conversation with both Brian Gallagher and Brian Levine. Their many years of public service as mayors and freeholders for Somerset County are commendable, and our lives are better for it. I also want to thank Peg, our county chairwoman, and the entire campaign team. They were all awesome. It was a late January last year when I screened for this position. It was the largest job interview I ever had. Of course, today is a little different than I had imagined it when the journey started. For one thing, we were indoors. But now we have the COVID pandemic, and I'm heartened that you all came out to really swear us in and watch this event, but it's certainly a great event. I want to thank all the voters for navigating this election and for placing your trust in me as county commissioner and as member of the county board of county commissioners. And most of all, I want to thank my wife, who is here today in the cold with all of you. She's my best friend and soulmate. And certainly I want to thank her for her love and support as I take on this new and exciting role. I thank you to my children, Mallory and Stephen, and the rest of my family who are watching online. We've all learned how to sort of watch on Zoom and host virtual family meetings. So hopefully we'll all be able to hug soon. I'm almost done. I was born in Somerset County. I grew up here, right in Somerville. I live in Hillsborough now for most of my life. Somerset County is an awesome county. We all know that, and it's an honor to be one of its leaders. We face a lot of headwinds these days, and with COVID and challenging fiscal times and food insecurity for so many, but as a county and as a country, we have to recognize these challenges and meet these challenges head on. We can beat back COVID with responsible hygiene practices, with masks, social distancing, and now, most importantly, testing and vaccines. Great thing. So we're on the cusp, as the governor said. But we all also need to be creative about ideas to build back our economy and move it forward with a bright future. To meet these challenges, I know we can count on President Biden, Vice President Harris, Governor Murphy, and all our elected representatives in Washington and Trenton, and many of them are here today as well. And I also want to thank all the mayors and local officials who are going to really help us with this journey. Many of them are here today, and I look forward to working with them. As a professional planner, I've spent many decades helping towns and counties create walkable places and designing special places. I also recognize how important it is to protect the environment we all cherish. And with your help, we can make Somerset County a leader in the fight against climate change. I look forward to working with our municipalities to advance electric cars and with a well thought out plan. But we also need to think outside the car. We need to be able to support community sustainable design, advancing transit, as well as safe and healthy walkable destinations and communities and bikeable places. These can be linked by hiking trails, parks, open spaces, carbon sequestered forests, and sustainable agriculture. As you can tell, and I'm almost done, I'm excited. And this is a great county team we've created. We're really excited about being here, but there's much more work to do. But I want to leave you with the immortal words of President Obama. He said, keep exploring, keep dreaming, keep asking why. Don't settle for what you already know. Never stop believing in the power of your ideas, your imagination, and your hard work to change the world. Thank you.
To do it from the podium.
All right, so now we're going to have the oath of Doug Singletary.
Before I, Doug, I do the oath, I was remiss in not thanking Brian Levine and Brian Gallagher for their service, so I want to give them a shout out and thank them. And secondly, ask that you all are, the good news is when I mentioned the loss of life in the Capitol Police, I meant to mention that our state troopers are coming back today, so their mission down there to protect the Capitol has come at least to a temporary end. But beginning today, over the next 3 days, we are deploying 500 men and women from our National Guard, and I'd like to ask you all to keep them in your prayers. They'll be down there for quite some time. So I meant to say that. Doug, sorry to get in front of you there on that. You ready to rock?
I am.
Here we go. Oh, God, I need glasses. This is so embarrassing. I remember my parents going through this, and I thought they were so old. God. Here we go. I state your name.
I, Doug Singletary,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office
all the duties of the office
of Somerset County Commissioner
of Somerset County Commissioner
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done, bud. God bless you, buddy. Nice to meet you. Congratulations to both. You got a pen there?
Look, if you'd like to come up.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. First, I would like to thank the governor for taking the time to return to Somerset County to swear us in. I'd like to thank all of you for coming here, including Brian Levine and Brian Gallagher. I thank you for your graciousness and for your years of service. Thank you to my fellow commissioners and all my new colleagues at the county. I look forward to working with you and continuing the great work you've been doing for the people of Somerset County. And another thank you to the voters for placing their trust in me to help to lead Somerset County through this challenging time. I will do everything I can to be worthy of that trust. These are difficult times. COVID is unforgiving. But the work I've seen from the county and the municipalities has been outstanding. And I know that together we can get out the vaccines and recover from this. But I don't want my time as a commissioner to be defined or limited by this pandemic. I am committed to getting our economy back on track, which includes expanding job training and educational opportunities and increasing the use of open space funding for some of the more densely populated communities. I thank you for this opportunity to serve the residents of Somerset County, and I look forward to getting started. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. All right, and now we're going to have the oath of office for our surrogate, Gina Jallo. The oath is going to be administered by her two sons, one of whom is the second best clerk here present. Going to have the two of you over here.
Excellent.
When you're done.
Okay. No, you're fine. Are we ready? And we're going to do something a little different where my brother and I were told that we're going to swear our mother in, and we do as we're told. And so in that regard, and so here goes. I
Bernice,
state your name.
Bernice Martina Jallo,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and to allegiance to the same
and to the government established
and to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of Somerset County Surrogate
of the office of Somerset County Surrogate
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Mom.
Got another one.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon to witness our swearing in today. Have so many people to thank that 2 minutes is not going to get it, but I saw Peg out here doing the time, so I know I have to keep within 2 minutes. So I'd like to first thank God, because only through him are all things possible. I'd like to thank everybody who came out today again, everybody who voted for me. I'd like to especially thank my family, my husband, who I've been with 42 years, who's always been by my side. I'd like to thank my children, who you saw up on stage with him today. Obviously, I'm very proud of them, and what I say goes. So, everybody who voted for me, I'd like to thank my sisters, my brothers, my nieces, nephews. We have a very big family. That's why I said be thinking forever. I'd also like to take a minute to thank my parents, who installed in me the purpose to do whatever I can and to give back to my community. They're not here with me today, but they're always here with my shoulders and in spirits. And I just lost my mother, so it's real important to me to make sure I let her know she's here with me in spirit. I'd like to also thank the SCDC Black Caucus, the Sierra Leone community of New Jersey, the JFK Club, and the New Jersey Muslims voters of Central Jersey, who all worked very hard, as well as a lot of other people out here. I'd like to thank Peg Schaefer, who picked me for this auspicious position and worked with me. I think she's a phenomenal woman, and thank you so much for that. I'd like to thank all my friends and families. I do a lot of things and get involved to a lot of things, and without the help of everybody out here, I could never accomplish anything. So I thank everybody. I'm trying to make within 2 minutes. So COVID-19 has done a lot for us, and we've lost a lot of people in our community, as you've heard. I'd like to just take one moment to give them a moment of silence for everybody we've lost, because we've lost a lot of people in Somerset County. Thank you. I have to stay within my 2 minutes, so that was one moment fast. I also like to say that I made a few promises while I was running for office, and one of the promises was that we would open up the Surrogate's office in the evening, which would be accessible to other people. So I'd like to say now, starting every Wednesday, February 3rd, we will be open until 6 o'clock in the evening. And that's because we like to give back to our people, and we're here to serve everybody. I'm going to make it real fast. So in conclusion, I'd just like to say I have a philosopher who I liked what he said, and he basically said, the most duty that everybody has in the world is to serve our people with deep compassion and love. And that's what I want to do as your surrogate, serve you with deep compassion and love. So thank you.
All right. And now we get to the tough part for me, the recognition of various dignitaries. As a wise woman once said, if I forget your name and don't mention you, that means that you're actually more important. So obviously we thank the governor for having been here. And then from our legislator, 16th district, we have Assemblyman Roy Fryman and Assemblyman Andrew Zwicker. From the 17th district, we have Assemblyman Joe Danielson. From the 21st legislative district, we have Assemblyman John Bramnick and Senator Tom Kane. And from the 22nd legislative district, we have Assemblywoman Linda Carter. Also, as the governor mentioned before, we have former Governor Donald DeFrancesco here. And we have various mayors who are with us. I know that Mayor Sullivan is here from Somerville, and Mayor Laron from North Plainfield. If there are any other mayors, stand up and wave your hand. If not, yeah. Yes, Joe has been mentioned. I'd like to recognize the former freeholders, Brian Gallagher, and Brian Levine. And of course, our commissioners up here on the dais, our new commissioner, Doug Singletary, Paul Drake, Melanie Morano, Sarah Sui, and Chanel Robinson. And my fellow constitutional officers, the surrogate, Tina Jallo, and our sheriff, Darren Russo. And of course, my chair, Peg Schaefer. And I noticed that we had the Somerset County Republican chair was also hanging around. Is he still here? Tim House. All right. And with that, I would like to bring up Somerville's own Father Ron Pollock, who's going to give us the benediction.
I'd like to begin by praying for our country and for sound government. Eternal God, in whose perfect kingdom no sword is drawn but the sword of righteousness, no strength known but the strength of love, so mightily spread abroad your spirit that all peoples may be gathered together under the banner of the Prince of Peace, as children of one God and creator of us all, to whom be dominion and glory. O God, you made us in your own image and redeemed us. Look now with compassion on the entire human family, and particularly this part of the family in the United States, and those in our nation's capital. Take away the arrogance and hatred which infect our hearts. Break down the walls that separate us. Unite us in bonds of love, and work through our struggle and confusion to accomplish your purposes on earth, that in your good time all nations and races may serve you in harmony around your heavenly throne. O Lord, our governor, bless the leaders of our land, that we may be a people at peace among ourselves and a blessing to other nations of the earth. To the president, members of the cabinet, governors of states, mayors of cities, and to all in administrative authority, grant wisdom and grace in the exercise of their duties. To senators and representatives and those who make our laws and states, cities, and towns, give courage, wisdom, and foresight to provide for the needs of all people and to fulfill our obligations in the community of nations. To the judges and officers of our courts, give understanding and integrity, that human rights may be safeguarded and justice served. And finally, teach our people to rely on your strength and accept their responsibilities to their fellow citizens, that they may elect trustworthy leaders and make wise decisions for the well-being of our society, that we may serve you faithfully in our generation and in generations to come. We give you thanks for your presence among us. Be with us now at our annual reorganization meeting of the Somerset County Board of Commissioners, when time stands still, when all that's gone before and all that lies ahead is caught up in the mystery of this moment. Thank you that you make all things new. Thank you for all those things you brought into our lives this past year, the good along with the sad and difficult things, which have reminded us of how much we need one another and your presence in our lives. In this new year, we ask that you guide our decisions, open doors needing to be opened, and close the ones needing to be shut tight. Help us to be known as great givers. Help us to be generous and kind. Help us to look to the needs of others and not be consumed by only our own. May we be lovers of truth and simple goodness be evident in our lives. May we make a difference in this world. May we reflect wisdom, patience, and grace. We are truly grateful for those who represent the true spirit of the community in which we live in Somerset County, for those who have worked hard to create the foundation on which we currently stand, for those who continue to serve in sacrificial ways, and for those who will surely come after us as we prepare for the future. Today, we pause to give thanks for all who exercise effective leadership and genuine friendship. Rest in blessing upon us all and help us to know that there are words of truth and healing that will never be spoken unless we speak them, and deeds of courage, love, and compassion that will never be done unless we do them. Help us to see one another as God's own children, vulnerable and mortal, yet infinitely valuable, apart from any social measures of worth. Lead us always into a deeper affection for one another, and may those we walk alongside of be so transformed by your infinite grace and love. As we leave this place, we dedicated to build up our beloved community, touched and changed by this occasion, and resume our daily lives. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up the light of his countenance on you and give you peace this day and forevermore. Amen.
Thank you, Father Ron. That concludes this swearing-in ceremony. The annual reorganization meeting will take place at 2 o'clock today, but because the building is closed to the public, we would ask that you watch it on the county's website via live streaming. Thank you very much for coming.